Hello and welcome back to another video. So I'm gonna be honest. I just filmed earlier today picking Reckless to read, and I thought about it, and I'm probably gonna finish it because I'm not gonna be able to put that book down when I'm at work tomorrow. I'm able to read a lot at work because it's very slow. So as a precaution, I'm gonna bring a second book in case I do finish Reckless and I still have a long time there, and it's very slow, and I'm like, well, now I don't have anything to read. So that's what this video is. Obviously, it is also going to follow the reading vlog of this, but the next scene may be in a couple days. I don't know. So as a quick reminder of the TBR books that are still here with us, we have The Fever Code by James Dashner. This is the second Maze Runner prequel. We have P.S. I Still Love You by Jenny Han. This is the second book in the To All the Boys I Loved Before trilogy. We have The Trials of Apollo, Burning Maze by Rick Riordan. This is the third book in the Trials of Apollo series, which is 5 books. Then we have The Do-Over by Lynn Painter. This is a YA romance standalone book. And then we have an ebook, The Truth Beyond the Lies by Kathleen Bird. I've never read any of her books before, but we sell them at where I work, and I got super curious and interested in her book because I looked at the back of it as I was putting it up. I'm like, oh, this is interesting, so let's test it out. So yeah, we're not gonna dilly-dally any longer. Let's flip you around and see what book I get. I can't drum roll with my mouth. Okay. I actually have like... Oh, The Do-Over! Yay, I was really hoping I want to get another fantasy. Yay! Okay. That's great. So, the reason why I was like, oh great, I'm not getting another fantasy, because I have 2 other fantasies on this list. And the reason for that being is I've read 2, and I will be reading Reckless, which is a third it's a romantasy. So I will, by the time I start this next book, I will have read 3 fantasies. That's confusing, I'm sorry. So quick overview of my journey with Lynn Painter. I read, it's right here, Better Than the Movies. This was my first ever video on this channel. So if you'd like to go see me as a beginner booktuber, you can go watch that. I tell you, I cringe when I watch myself in that video because there's a lot of things I changed since that video, in my mind. This, I think I gave it either 3 or 4 stars. Hold up, I can actually check that right now. 1 second. Sliding over so I can see the... I'm pretty positive... No, it wasn't that one. Hold up. Oh no, there's only this... Oh, wait. There they are. Or was it here? No, it was here. No. Yes, Better Than the Movie. I gave it 4 stars. There we go. Let's say. So I gave this 4 stars. It was really cute. I loved Wiz. That's my ship name for Liz and Wes. No, I don't know. My brain and mouth were not linking up. So... yeah, it's with all my other romance books. So this is another book that she's done. I'm pretty sure this one has to do with like the female main character is reliving the same day. I think it's Valentine's Day over and over and over again. So I don't think it's like magical realism or anything. I think it's just like I can read the back. After living through a dumpster fire of a Valentine's Day, Emily, I want to say that's Emily, but spelled weirdly, Hornby, again, I don't know if that's how that's pronounced, escapes to her grandmother's house for some much-needed girl-talking companionship. There, Emily passes out on the couch, but when she wakes up, she's back home in her own bed. Wouldn't that be so freaky? Like, you fall asleep at your grandmother's house on a couch. You wake up the next day, back home, who knows how far away her grandmother's house is, in her own bed. That's freaky. But, anyways. That's not the only shocker, though. Somehow it's Valentine's Day again, and the next day, another disaster V-Day. So, basically, I think the plot of it is that there is a relationship thing. Oh, I'm not going to read that, though, because I don't want to spoil the rest. I guess it's on the back of the book, so it's not really spoiling. But yeah, I'm actually, this will be interesting. This is going to be my second ever Lynn Painter book. Because when I read Better Than the Movies, I was like, okay, I'll dip my toes into her YA romances. Okay. So after this one, I think I'd probably buy Betting on You, which is another one of her YA romances. I'll put a picture of it up here. But I'm slowly getting into Lynn Painter. I don't know for sure if I'm a Lynn Painter fan or not. You kind of can't know if you're a fan of an author until you read more of their books. Like, I didn't know if I was going to be a Stephanie Garber fan when I first read Caraval, and then I read all three of them, and I am now a Stephanie Garber fan, and now I'm reading her other trilogy. I'm actually trying to think. I think there's only one author that I've read almost every single book they've ever published. Almost. And that's Rick Riordan. I'm pretty positive that's Rick Riordan because he's written so many and I've read majority of them. But I would like to get into some more authors where I feel like Holly Black, I want to read everything that she's ever published. That's in, like, my comfortability of reading. But I also want to do that with some, like, romance authors. I feel like I don't do that with many romance authors because normally it's like a one and done for me. So I guess Lynn Painter is not Lynn Painter. I mean, it's by Lynn Painter, but The Do-Over is my backup book for tomorrow. And I'll let you guys know in the next clip if I started reading this tomorrow or in a couple days. But yeah, I'm excited. It may not seem that way right now, but I didn't really have much of an idea going into Better Than the Movies, and I don't have much of an idea going into this. I kind of like doing that. When I'm giving you guys a full-on rant on how I read. Feel free to skip this part if you really want to get to me talking about this book. But I do like kind of going into books blind. That's what I did with Shadow and Bone. I really had no idea what that book was about. I mean, I had a general idea. It's right here. It is a very popular book series. But I like going into them blind and learning as I go along because I feel like if you know too much, it kind of spoils things without purposely spoiling them. That's why I always put spoiler warnings on some of my videos. Like I did it for the Reckless one, which would be out by now. I was like, I read Powerless, I read Powerful, I'm reading Reckless. I'm not going to hold back on my because I'm not going to be able to. I will talk very freely and openly about that book. So I don't think I'll have a spoiler warning for this one. Most romances I don't have a hard time spoiling. I just kind of chill. So I'm excited to dive into this at some point this week. And yeah, I'll see you whenever I start this book. Bye. Hello, and welcome to an update. So it actually has been a couple of days since I filmed picking this book. And I'm 36 of the way through it. I started it today, and I'm 36% of the way through it. This book makes me laugh so hard. I am loving it. I enjoy Better Than the Movies, but I think I'm enjoying this book way more than I enjoyed Better Than the Movies. And that's saying something, because I enjoyed Better Than the Movies. Now, did I give it 3 or 4 stars? I can't remember now. I did enjoy that book. This one's pretty good. It's also like, yeah, it's just so funny. Because it's cute. It's so funny. I think, is her name Emily? Emily? Because it's spelled super weird. Not super weird. It's spelled differently. So I'm going to assume it's Emily. So I'm going to call her Emily. And I love Nick. They're so cute. Even though I don't even really get the whole, is it magical realism? Because she keeps reliving the same day over and over and over again. So I don't know what you would call that. But it's still funny. It's so cute. Man, Lynn Painter, you've gotten me hooked on another one of your couples. Because I hate to say it for all the Better Than the Movie fans out there, because I know there are a lot of you. I kind of like this one a bit more. I'm enjoying this one a bit more. I think I like the main characters a bit more. I'm not saying that I don't love Liz and Wes. Liz and Wes are great. They will always have a special place in my heart, being that that was my first ever Lynn Painter book. But I'm really liking these guys. These guys are great. I'm loving these guys. And I love how she has like confessions at the beginning of every chapter. So I'm like on chapter 10. And how she had embedded, how Lynn Painter put embedded in the movies, she put iconic or famous rom-com quotes at the beginning of each chapter. And this one she's putting confessions from our main character at the beginning of each one, which I love. I find that so cute. And the fact that, like, our main character, she is a planner. She's very organized, very much things kind of have to be this way. And her boyfriend is a scholar, very smart, very intelligent. Nick, on the other hand, although they have great banter, he is a little bit more chill, a little bit more go with the flow. But it is so cute. I absolutely love these two. I do think that I like this better than the movies. So all you Better Than the Movies fans, I'm so sorry. But I think I may like this one better. And then I can't wait to read Betting on You when I get that one, when I buy that one. That's gonna be a good one. I understand the Lynn Painter hype now even more than I did when I read Better Than the Movies. This one's so good. It's so cute. I think I'll probably read a lot of her young adult romances. Yeah. So I'm really enjoying it. I am like 36 of the way through this book. I don't think I'll finish it today, but it's so good. And I'll see you guys in the next clip. Welcome to the end of this video. Hopefully everyone's favorite part of this video, or of a video. I finished The Do-Over by Lynn Painter, and I gave it 5 stars. It is so good, so cute, so sweet, and it didn't have like that third act conflict that I hate, like the kind that I hate, which is mainly miscommunication. That's my least favorite third act conflict. I loved that it didn't, like, there was a little bit of conflict, obviously. There always is a third act conflict. But it wasn't one where I was like, you're kidding me, right? No, this one was actually really great. And yeah, I gave it 5 stars. Which, if you watched my very first video on this channel that I read Better Than the Movies by Lynn Painter, I gave this book 4 stars. You can also tell that the length of these books are very different. That kind of, I think, played into why I enjoyed this one more. Because for me, if a romance book is really long, and that's like, if it's just a romance book, then I'm like, for an example, this one, I think is like 300 something pages. One second. It was 349 pages. That's long for a romance book. Now, I still enjoyed it. I gave it 4 stars. But this one was only like 285, and I enjoyed it way more. It was quick. It was cute. It was adorable. It also, something that I love about Lynn Painter, and she also, I think, talked about it in this one. I haven't reread this book yet. But there was a lot of serious things talked about this book, even in this book, even though it's a romance. There was talks about like being a child of 2 divorced parents, and the loss of a sibling was talked about in this as well, and just like some somewhat mature topics being talked about in not mature, but like serious topics like divorce and grief were talked about in this. And even though they weren't like super in depth dived into, it was still kind of nice to read that in a YA, in a young adult romance novel, to read like some things that like people deal with. It was really good to read that. It was really interesting, and I like kind of getting that, like, those realistic, normal things that happen in people's lives. I wouldn't say they're normal. Those things aren't normal, but they happen. And them being acknowledged in a romance book, of all things, is really great. Because, yeah, it really helped with the character's growth both of the characters, both Emily and Nick's growth throughout this book, specifically Emily's. Nick is obviously, he's the love interest, but we don't get any of like his POV. So I did really love this book. 5 stars, 10 out of 10 recommend if you want to get into romance. I definitely recommend both of these books for that. But like a quick warning, there is some language in this. So if you're not a huge fan of reading like swearing or whatever, then you probably won't like this that much. But it is still so good. 10 out of 10 recommend. Can't say it enough. 5 stars. I think this is my first ever 5-star romance book. That may not actually be true, if I recall correctly. Did Rival Darling get 5 stars? I'll check on that later and figure that out. But yeah, I totally recommend this book. 5 stars. Now I'm worried about what I'm going to do in my reading journal. And if you've watched my reading journal walkthrough, you'll know what I'm talking about. So, actually, no, this may actually solve a problem that I have with that one. Alright, thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye!